Alright, gonna do a tour of Fort Chickenknox. It's a little bit of a mess around here. It's a crazy time of year, so don't think less of me for that. So we have 9 chickens in here. We have chicken wire top and around the bottom. We have field fence that is ran around the bottom 4 feet, so nothing can plow through the chicken wire. Cedar posts everywhere, cedar lumber. This is set up where we can get in the coop. The egg baskets, which I don't have in here now, sit right here, so you just pull your eggs out. There's a roosting bar set up, and this is the part that I really like about this, where they roost, they poop, and it just falls right out onto the ground. And we are doing a deep litter system, and so there's a lot of leaves there. There is no smell to this whatsoever. It's rainy, and normally in my old chicken coops, whenever it rained, it would just stink something fierce. Well, you'd have none of that here. I'm not going to do a Joel Salatin and like put my hand down in it and show you how clean it is, because it's not broken down that much yet, but I will throw some corn back here whenever I feed them, and they will go bonkers for it, scratching and digging, and that helps turn in the poop to the leaves, which helps kill the smell. Back there I have a compost box that I dump food scraps and stuff in, and the chickens, there's not much compost building up there because the chickens just eat all the food scraps. They love it back there. And simple ramp that really needs replaced. Back in 2019, we had the Great Chicken Slaughter, where all of the chickens I had were just about to laying age for the first time since I built this coop, and something dug in right over there, right down there, and killed every one of them overnight. And so to combat this, because of how our soil is set up, it's not feasible to dig down and bury stuff. I put cedar slabs from the sawmill around the edges, inside and out, and that keeps anything from being able to dig. It'd take about a foot of tunneling to be able to get under, and nothing around here is willing to dig through a foot of rocks just to get to the chickens. Anything that's able to do that isn't interested in the chickens. So we keep dumping leaves. Focus on we keep dumping leaves in the run, and look out, chickens. And we're starting to throw weeds now that weeds are growing, and they're turning all that up. We're going to eventually get this built up into some really nice broken down compost, finished or not, and we're going to use it as mulch, if nothing else, in the garden whenever we switch to no-till next year. Got a little stump back there they can hop up on to get into the compost box, and this little beauty makes this work really well. This is just a bungee cord. It hooks to the door, closes it behind me so the chickens don't get out. They really like to make a run for the greens whenever they don't think I'm bringing them enough. Yep, that's Fort Chickenknox. It's working pretty well for the chickens. Like I said, the ramp needs replaced. If I could do anything over again, it might sound silly, but I would put the coop on the opposite side, because it's going downhill and the chickens are kicking all the leaves around, and they're eventually drifting down this way, and it's building up down there. It's going to be harder to get more material out from under that coop rather than from an open spot. And I would, where this little mulberry tree I planted, whether it lives or not will wait to be seen, but I would put a post where that little mulberry tree is at, and not have that crossbar, that support bar running across there. It just makes it harder to get back to the compost. I have to duck under it rather than walk straight through. So I would definitely, planning to do another one of these for another round of chickens. Gonna do that different, use 7 posts instead of 6. So, you say bye, chickens? That's goodbye and chicken, I'm pretty sure.